EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Well, hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We are in the great state of North Carolina, set to kick off the round here at Quail Hollow. Frank, it is one of the most well-respected courses on tour.
And for good reason, Rich. Great layout. Also, we said hello to Rory McIlroy and Rickie Fowler. They recorded their first ever PGA Tour wins at this very golf course.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball.
After that good tee shot, Rich, it's time to take full advantage of it.
Now, this is one where he can really go after the whole location and maybe think about making birdie. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough.
Well, he's taking the right side out of play, Rich. It looks a little left.
Coming out of the rough, not able to control it the way he wants. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, almost fell within just a few inches of dropping. This from 7 feet. So just getting started, even par so far. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. Teeing it up here at the second hole, Frank, it's a short par 3.
Yeah, it plays a little bit downhill, about half a club, Rich. There's a sort of shallow bunker in that back area, and also that green starts to reduce in size on the left side. Good par 3.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Still even par for the day. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Good putt, and now 1 under par. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is. Big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line, it's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot into there on a green that actually has 3 different levels. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle nose down.
Can't even see it from here. So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
As this shot from 110 yards. Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game. Even par currently.
One under early in the round. Clean this up with a tap. Drops for a par. Now to the fourth hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that fairway because that fairway slopes from right to left.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help then.
Second shot now at the fourth. Bunkers guarding the front corners of this green. Frank, which way is this headed?
Well, judging by his body English, looks like it's heading a little right. There is a bit of green out there, though.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Oh, I thought he had that. Looks like he just misread that. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
And with that, 1 under par. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Now to the first par 5 here at Quail Hollow, the 5th hole. It's 570 yards, and it would seem, Frank, that this tee shot sets up well for a guy like Rory McIlroy.
It does. Someone that hits it long and moves the ball right to left, and that's what you're going to have to do here. One of the main reasons for that is not necessarily the dog leg, but the fact that the fairway, Rich, slopes away from you. It slopes to the right and away. So that makes that tee shot so much more difficult.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. He'll need to be strong with this. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Has to be pleased with that. An approach shot within 12 feet.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
How does that stay out?
I have no earthly idea. That's cruel, that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in.
And getting ready for the putt. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Did the job right there. Frank, this is where you know that players like Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy are playing a different game than guys like me. They step up to this 250-yard par 3 and they might hit 5-iron. It is a little downhill, but they might be with a middle iron where a lot of us would be with a driver.
Well, you see the advantage of that power on this very hole, not just because of the length they got to hit it, but the green they're heading into. This green slopes off in both directions, right and left, so you have to land that ball in the middle of the green. So, yeah, it's a big advantage if you can go at this hole with like a 5-iron.
Birdie try up next.
And this one starting down the right does not look like it's going to draw back towards the flag.
But it will catch the green. Will make birdie if he holds this putt.
Oh, what a bonus. It's no snack, though.
All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5-7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one.
Nice.
Looks good. Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this, it looks easy. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Frank, here we are at another par 5. Second shot to the 7th. Is it time to go pedal to the metal?
Yeah, this is the shortest of the 4 par 5s, and the second shot has to be respected. Left obviously isn't ideal, but it's still better than letting the ball go to the right.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Getting set now over the putt. How about that? 4 under par. He has this putt for birdie. Has the birdie and moves to 3 under par. Out of the short par 4-8 here at Quail Hollow, just 350 yards. Frank, players can lay it up and just hit a little baby wedge into the green, but why not go for it in one, try to make something happen?
I think both plans work well, Rich. This is one of those holes, the more you think about it, the more complicated it gets. You're going to lay it up, if you're going to go for it, just aim at that tree and hit it down there. Just take your medicine.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Now the game's #1 player, Rory McIlroy, ready with his approach.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That will be a great look at birdie. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. So close, just a tap in from there.
It's a cruel game.
So just a formality here. Par for McIlroy. But you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Solid par. Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here. There's something about a well-hit shot.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Frank, what's ahead now on this approach shot at the long par 4 ninth?
What's in favour for the player, Rich, is the fact that both the left and the right side of the green slope back towards the middle. So you can almost use them like sideboards.
Frank, this one is right and is wrong. Playing this par 4 still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
And he's made it onto the green. He'll need to be strong with this.
If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
In the fairway here at the 10th, a nice way to start off the back nine. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. So you have to allow for that and keep that club moving. That grass is going to be that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. I don't know that approach will make the highlight reel, but he still has a chance if he makes this putt.
Yeah, 21's when you come of age, don't they say? 21 feet away. Now, the way that came out, really lucky to be on the fringe.
He'll still have a good chance to come out of here with a decent score. "21 feet from pay dirt." That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole, so just replicate that on the way back.
Settles in over the putt. Oh, hello there. Really nice putt. Six under par now.
Now they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here.
Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. This looks to be at least an extra club, maybe two clubs going way up that hill to the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. This is never going to go right. Just depends how far left.
Out of the rough and just a bit offline.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch.
That was not a very good read right there.
Getting set now over the putt.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive.
Our attempt here.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill, fairway tilts a little bit to the right, and it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway.
That is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards.
Frank, we always say about Quail Hollow, you have to play with a clear head. You have to be thinking your way around this golf course. So what's the right thought process on this second shot?
Keep the ball in the right section. That front portion there, you can't afford to go long when the flag's there. Conversely, when the flag's in the back, you can't afford to be putting up and over that ridge. So you've got to be flying that ball all the way back there.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Good-looking shot right here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Four under on the day.
So with that make, now at 7 under par. Now the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. Has a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
Here we go. Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. And getting ready for the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the whole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is. But maybe you at home should try.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just trying to aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. And he's putting for par now. In for par, and we'll sit tight at 4 under. Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Strong wind here early in the round. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Normally you'd say that's a bad tee shot, but this is a pattern, Rich.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Frank, who knows, with a green mile looming ahead starting at 16, this might be the last great chance for a player to really make something happen.
And Rich, you're going to have to get a very high second shot, something that gets up very quickly. And the reason why, I don't think there's a flat portion on this green. Oh, this is straight at it.
That's a really good line. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Now minus 10 for the round. Now at 5 under for the round. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, not surprisingly, Rory McIlroy owns the event record here, 21 under par. That came in 2015. He won by a touchdown by 7 shots. And then we all remember what he did here in 2010.
Yeah, remember the runner-up, which was Patrick Rogers. He shot 14 under, and that's won just about every other championship at this event. So it shows you the...
Frank, sadly, I've been there too often. In the water, you get down on yourself. What's the right way to approach this mentally?
Well, you've almost got to take a step backwards, Rich. This can add up so quickly. So give yourself a little pat on the back, say it's fine. I mean, you're human. You're allowed to hit bad shots. But the big thing now is to avoid 2 in a row.
This now the 4th shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Locked in on the read and the speed. You always like that. Count it as a birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Clean this up with a tap.
You know they say you have to keep a level head.
Must you?
Well, what do you do when it's about to fall off?
Just 2 holes remaining here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the signature par 3, 221 yards, the 17th.
And they have a multitude of tees here. One of the new back tees is actually where the old 16th green was. And if you think don't go left is the way to play, then that won't work either, because right's not that much good. This is it. Stand on the tee, and you better hit a good shot.
Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
On the green, and a chance for a birdie.
Should be safely on deck.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Could it be? This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Settles in over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. and I have got no idea how big it would be.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, what are the problems posed with a fairway bunker shot?
He's got to hit it nearly perfect, Rich, because the bunker's going to magnify any mistake he makes. This is where you really have to focus on great contact.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That is classy.
No chance of going in.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Oh, what an incredible shot. So a tester from 4 feet. Beautifully done. That's a birdie. Frank, solid effort today. What's your assessment?
Golf like that can certainly result in wins, that's for sure. But more importantly, the opportunity to get one.